what can we do as the youth of this region to address climate change. Today, I'm joined by Solomon Anomet. He's the co-founder of Eco Bamboo International in Uganda. He's also an environmentalist and a climate activist. So today we are going to advance our discussion on climate action. Solomon is involved in planting, or rather growing, bamboo trees. So Solomon will try to understand from you, because now you're the guru in this sector. Maybe briefly just tell us about your project and the motivation behind your project.
My motivation comes from the previous 2020 at our theme that looked at beating plastic pollution in Uganda, and it was organized by WWF Uganda. So the motivation comes from that. So it so happens that it was an organization that helped to engage youth in combating climate change and nature protection. So it involved youth initiative in a way of coming up with innovations that look at beating plastics in Uganda. We came up with this idea trying to beat plastic, replacing actually plastics, single-use plastics. And in this case, we're looking at coming up with products that are derived from bamboo. Bamboo being a raw material for our products, the water bottle and other stuff.
Before that, maybe what were you doing with regards to action on climate change, or rather, what were you doing to combat climate change? Because I think you're involved in other activities.
Maybe to project our voices and teachings about climate change, and also planting trees, and that's what we are doing in conjunction with bamboo, growing bamboo. So we are basically raising voices and engaging the young, like the schools particularly, to come up with innovations to combat climate change. But basically right now, as Uganda and other organizations, we are looking at having a more green Uganda in planting trees and creating awareness about climate change, and also involving the communities, because without the community, we cannot achieve what we really want for combating climate change. Yes, there is, because when you look at bamboo, its growth rate is really higher as compared to the trees, the indigenous trees, if I may say, and to be so effective in carbon sequestering, like acting as carbon sinks. So when you look at bamboo, it has a growth rate that is higher than these indigenous trees. So within 3 or 4 years, bamboo is already mature, but it takes it 90 days to shoot high. It's significant in such a way that it's a sequestering rate, and maybe the products that come from it are carbon negative.
Let me just understand, maybe are there other initiatives in Uganda that use bamboo trees to combat climate change?
Quite many, though some of them might be silent, not as we are. Our aim is to come on board and partner up, or even share knowledge with these organizations in planting bamboo coverage in Uganda.
What is the youth in Uganda doing to address climate change? And maybe you can just tell us some of the initiatives that are already in place. Could be government initiatives.
Well, the youth are so active in Uganda here. Only what they need is projecting their voices out there. So many youth are coming up with projects that are clean technology based. Then also we are engaging in agriculture related energy things like biogas, something like that. Then which is masterminded by organizations specifically. Also environmental social safeguard in Uganda here that promotes agriculture related innovations. And also when you look at WWF Uganda, this one gives the youth platform. So our government and other organizations, they are really supportive in coming up in board to support the youth, especially in nature protection and maybe clean technology.
Now, let's look at East Africa. Of course, climate change is a common problem. It's a global problem. What do you think we can do as an East African community? Because now we are one. What can we do as the youth of this region to address climate change?
What we can do, I can look at, because me, I believe in togetherness. Because if you look at individual work, if I come up Solomon tomorrow, I'm doing my individual work, it may have impact and it may only restrict me in my own region, and that is Uganda. That will not have impact on other regions, and it will maybe be considered that is for Uganda. So I believe in working together. My tags, I be stronger together, because I cannot be alone to make an impact bigger as what I expect. So I believe in working. If we can have platforms as youth of East Africa, then we join voices together and project. Then we listen to what the youth in Kenya are doing. Then also the youth in Uganda and Tanzania are doing. Then we come up with one resolution that we can combat climate change using our own ideas and sharing knowledge, something like that. So I believe in togetherness.
As we wrap up, what is your message to the youth out there, or everyone who will be listening, or anyone who is trying to, engage in different activities to advance climate action?
Well, the message that I can have for anyone and everyone who is outside there is that we all have one goal, and that goal is climate. As climate activists, we only have one goal, and that goal is achieving a global climate justice for everyone. When we work together, we have a greater impact than when Solomon is working alone. So if I combine with Caroline, then again combine with Patricia and so many.
Anyone out there you've heard from Solomon? Solomon is doing a great job in Uganda. And the message is all of us need to collaborate. We need to work together in order to address climate change. It's a problem that's affecting me, it's affecting you, and it's affecting everyone across the globe. So this is our common problem, and we have to work together. Not be able to take any questions at this point because of the internet.
Okay.